Alright, so I thought I would do something a little bit different for today's video, and I thought I'd give you a nice little tour of my yarn cabinet, what I have in my stash, and I thought I'd also just kind of go through it and get rid of some of the yarns that I think I'm not going to use, because obviously I have a decent sized stash right now, and I know there's definitely things in here that I'm probably never going to use, and I don't see any point in holding on to them. Alright, first things first. I have this Nitpicks palette up here, and I just have it in a organza bag, I guess they're called. I want to say that's organza. It was like, I don't know, like party bags or whatever. Anyways, it's a smaller quantity of yarn, so I just have it up here in this lion brand yarn bag. It is the yarn for my knit blanket, my slip stitch extravaganza. And of course I have my random balls of Loops and Threads Impeccable. I have 2 full balls here, and then that one skein I used some from for those bears I made. And then here I have a few finished objects that don't have a home yet. So I have my bunny, I have my squid, I have a hat up there, and I also have the dragon. The dragon is a gift, so I'll leave it there, but I am going to take out my bunny, I'm going to take out the squid, and I'm going to take out my hat, and I'm going to find them all homes. Okay, so far so good. We're making progress. Next one. I need to do something about this. So I have this massive bag. Here's my hand in comparison. Like, I do have small hands, but this is massive. There's 10 skeins of this beautiful pinky purple yarn in here. I found this on the buy and sell on Facebook, actually. This seller wanted $60 for 10 skeins. And it is merino wool, 90% merino, 10% mohair, 10 skeins, and I paid $60. And there's around 2,400 yards in this bag, so that'll be more than enough for me to make about 2 sweaters. So I'm very, very excited. And I just left it all in the bag for now. And there's the company for it. So I'm gonna just take this out. I'm gonna put it off to the side. Okay, so now we can kind of see what's going on here. So I have this, I think it's a lace weight or like a really light fingering. It's a super pale pink, and it has this pretty like metallic thread running through it. Don't mind the random hair. This is actually from my grandma, and I have 3 cakes of it, and when I got it, it was kind of messy, so all I did was just cake it up, and then I did just mark how much each cake weighs. So I have these little pieces of paper in each cake. So this one weighs 54 grams. So I have 54 grams of yarn for this cake. And then I have 2 other cakes. In the back I have these other fuzzy yarns that I thought I was going to make a sweater out of. However, I'm not really sure if I'm ever going to use it. It's a very small little cake. And then I have this yellow one. For whatever reason, I really love this one. I also really love this blue one. I also have this gray one, but again, it's almost the same texture as this one, and I don't really love these 2. So I think I'm going to put those in the bag to get rid of. And then I also have this white one. I did have another cake of this, but I used it up for a shawl I made for my grandma. I also have this gray one. That one's also from my grandma. And check this out, vintage Bernat frenzy yarn, also from my grandma. I only have this 1 ball of it, but it feels so nice. So it's considered a chunky weight, and it's nylon, acrylic, polyester, alpaca, and mohair. 60 yards. And let's check the price. It was $1.70 back in the day. Can you believe that, on sale? And the other really fun yarn I have here is this absolutely beautiful, beautiful skein. I love the colors in it. I have not used it yet because it's for that one like very special project for me. And this one's also from my grandma, and it is vintage as well. So it says it says 12 ply, and it is mohair. It says it's 100 grams. So originally $24. And you can see on the front here, it says it was 50 cents. And this whole skein of mohair And it's absolutely beautiful the way the colors are done on it. So this is a very special skein to me in my stash. And I'll just put that there. And then I have some dishcloth cotton here from Mary Maxime. I have 2 balls. I have some more dishcloth cotton. This is just Brunette Handicrafter. I have some more vintage yarn from my grandma. I think this one's just a fingering weight. I have two little cakes of this. And then I have this one cake from my grandma as well. I'm not really sure what it is either. However, most of these feel like they're acrylic or acrylic wool blend, because they do kind of have a woolly feel. Last but not least, from my grandma that I can remember of, I have 3 cakes of this sort of like hairy yarn, but it's so soft. I wouldn't say it's as soft as the mohair, like the 100% mohair, but it's in that range, and it has the fuzz to it. And I have 3 cakes of it from my grandma. I hope you can see how fuzzy it is. So anyways, it's absolutely stunning. I am just going to move those. So all of this on here, besides the cotton, is actually all from my grandma. She had it hanging around because at one time my grandma did knit a bit, but she never crocheted. Then I have my beautiful yarn that I won from Yarn Over Yarn Girl. I won the Mandy's Makings. I then have some sock yarn scraps here. This is just Peyton's Croy sock yarn scraps for Red Heart, Heart and Soul. My sock yarn scraps of Knitology. My other fingering weight sock yarns. These are from Nitpicks. It's the Stroll. This is one of my favorite sock yarns to buy that is just commercial. I also have a very small pile of hand-dyed minis. These are actually from Nitpicks back in the day. They did a reward system. I think they still have the reward system. However, the minis were free. I have 2 packs of them, so I have 10 minis, and they were free because I used my rewards on them, and I just paid shipping like back in the day. Then I have these beautiful fingering weight skeins that I recently acquired from Round Mountain Fibers. They're really beautiful. I showed them off on my newest podcast. I also have 2 hanks of this hand-dyed sock yarn from Ice Yarns. Again, not bad, but not my favorite sock yarn. It was kind of just fun to see what their sock yarn quality was like compared to other sock yarns I've used before, because I like to compare different brands of just commercially dyed sock yarn just to see what it's like. Here's some more Round Mountain Fibers. And in the corner here, this one's also from my grandma, and I actually forgot about it. And so it says 3 yards by something. So it's cotton, wool, rayon, and linen blend. And if you can tell, it's kind of like a hank, but it's just not wound up properly. I'll just flip the bag around. So yeah, this one's also a special one that I have no idea what to do with. So it's just hanging out in my yarn cabinet up here because I don't know what to do with it yet. I'm just going to move these ones around a bit, just so they make more sense in my brain. Okay, so here's what we got. So these are my fingering weight. These 3 are sweater quantity. These ones I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with yet. It's about 600 yards. And then this is sock yarn and a few random cottons. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Okay, so I showed you shelf number 1 and number 2, so now we're on to shelf number 3. On the left side here, I have all of my acrylics. However, I will be going through them and definitely removing some of them. In this bag here from Knitcrete, this is a bunch of, what do you call this? Scrap yarn, and it's just a random assortment, a bit of everything. And then in the back, these are more worsted weight yarns. Okay, this one's decayed, but so is this. But these ones are worsted weight blends. So I'm going to start right here and I'm going to go through things that I don't want. So this one I just frogged the other day. It was a hat. I know it is a wool blend of some kind and it's a roving yarn. However, I don't think I'm ever going to use this. This is more on the bulky side. So I'm going to get rid of it. I also have this big ball of this red yarn. I think it's Red Heart Super Saver and I don't like it. I also have a ball of Red Heart Super Saver. I'm going to get rid of it because I know I dislike Red Heart Super Saver so much. So I'm going to get rid of it. I don't mind Bernat Premium, but I really don't like the Red Heart Super Saver. I find it is a very itchy yarn to me, like it's very scratchy. And again, I have a ball of Caron Simply Soft Neon Coral. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't like Caron Simply Soft very much, so I'm going to get rid of this as well. And then this is just a random ball of white I have left. And then I have my Bernat tweed yarn here. I dropped one. And then I have this ball of gray, but I think it might be Super Saver because it feels kind of like it might be, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay. Moving on. There's this ball of acrylic yarn from the thrift store. I'm going to keep it for now. These ones are both Peyton's Astra. There's nothing wrong with it, however, I just don't like the color of it, so I think I'm going to redonate it. I also have this ball. Again, I don't like the color of this, however, this is from Ew Yarns, I want to say. I don't know if they're still in business, but it's 100% superwash merino. This came in a knit crate, and I just don't like this soft yellow color, so I'm gonna get rid of it. This is a DK weight yarn I have. I know it's a blend of yarn, but I don't remember what the blend is. However, I have an idea for this, so I'm gonna keep it. And then this is the acrylic yarn I made for my boyfriend's hat recently, so I'll keep this. Oh, another gem for my grandma. You can see how fuzzy this yarn is. You can see it changes colors. Again, I have no idea what it is, but it's very soft. It's very squishy. And it's very, very fuzzy. If you have any ideas what to use with any of this mystery yarn for my grandma, feel free to let me know. Because it's just a mystery. Alright. I also have these two yarns. These ones were actually a gift to me, and they are an alpaca wool blend, and they're actually grown, milled, and dyed here where I live in Alberta. And they're from a somewhat local alpaca farm. They're somewhere in Alberta. So very cool. I have a little bit of both left. I also have this ball of color changing yarn. It's an acrylic wool blend, and honestly I'm going to get rid of it. There's nothing wrong with it, however roving yarn is not my favorite. And this is a roving style yarn, and this one was from Lovecrafts back in the day, like well over 4 years ago, probably 5 or more, so I'm just going to get rid of it. This one is Lion Brand Ferris wheel, I think it is. It's just 100% acrylic. It is pretty, however it's roving. I frogged it from another project. I know I'm probably not going to use it again, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I then have two little balls left of Malabrigo, their worsted weight yarn. I also have this absolutely beautiful skein of yarn, and this one also came in a knit crate back in the day. And this is from Blue Sky Alpaca, and it's 100% cotton, 100% organically grown cotton. I only have the one skein of it. And it's 150 yards for this one skein. Absolutely stunning, however I haven't used it yet. I might end up selling it one day because it's just kind of sitting in my stash, but we'll see. Then I have this random ball of Mary Maxime for worsted. I didn't like it very much. I'm gonna get rid of it. Then I have these 2 balls of yarn, and this is, little skeins from the Pantone. Is it Payton's and Pantone that did the collaboration? Anyways, these are from the Cherry Blossom set. They're cotton acrylic bamboo mix, so I'm gonna get rid of it. This one is also the exact same from the bamboo set. If I find the tag, I'll show it off. And then I have this yarn back here. Again, this is from Knit Crate back in the day. This is a wool blend of some kind. It's supposed to be worsted, but I think it's more of a DK, so I'm gonna keep it for now, but we'll see. So let's just organize this slightly, and we'll kind of see what I got going on. Alright, so here's what we have going on so far for my 3rd shelf. So all my absolutely just cheap acrylic yarn for amigurumis or blankets. And then just some of the more random mystery skeins or little odds and ends here. And then at the bottom, so all of this you see is planned for projects already, so it's a mix of sock yarn and everything else in between. It's either projects that I have going, so I need it, or it's projects that I will be making eventually. A lot of this you have actually already seen in podcasts if you watch my podcast, like this one's for a blanket, lots of socks I'm casting on, the sweater for my boyfriend. I was going to make a Jessie May ripple bralette out of this sock yarn, however I didn't really like it. So I'm just going to put these back up with my other sock yarn and I'll come back to it. I have some Nitpicks cobweb lace here, or the lace is called cobweb, that's the colorway. Anyways, I'll find a tag for it in a minute. Okay, so I have this Red Heart boutique metallic yarn. It is again a vintage yarn from my grandma. I like the way it's constructed because it's just like a big sort of like chain or something like that. I don't really know. However, I haven't used it, and honestly I don't like using bulky yarns very much, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Again, random bulky yarn in my stash. I think this one's from Michaels, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. This one's really pretty. It is like a few different shades depending on how the light hits it. However, it's just from Michaels. It's probably acrylic. It's bulky or super bulky and I don't use it anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of it. I have this vintage white yarn. Again, bulky or super bulky. Don't really use it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Same with this purple. Again, just acrylic. I don't use it. Same with this one. Won't use it. Woolies Thick and Quick. Won't use it. Woolies Thick and Quick. Probably won't use it. More random vintage yarn. Won't use. This is a tube yarn. Don't really like it very much. Kind of like Bernat home decor, but weirder. Won't use it. This is a skein of Bernat Wig Wavelengths. Number 5 bulky. Tried using it. Didn't like it. Getting rid of it. Okay, this one's kind of fun. It's actually a random mystery skein from my grandma again, and it's really pretty. However, it feels like a chenille type yarn, and I know I don't like chenille type yarn, so I think I'm also going to get rid of this one, unfortunately, and donate it. And you can see what I mean by a chenille type yarn. There's actually a bunch of little tiny loops on a single thread here to give it this look, so it's almost like a Bocile yarn, but not quite. It's really pretty, but I just won't use it. Okay, so this is the Shadow Lace Weight from Nitpicks, and it's the color Cobway. I do have 3 full skeins of this, and I do plan on making a top out of it eventually. And then the yarn for my crochet sweater that I'm putting in the corner, and then the yarn for the hat for my boyfriend. There's some more of that Nitpicks lace. I did have it in another project, however I ended up frocking it because I wasn't liking how it was turning out. Then I just have my ball winder in front here. And then socks yarn for some socks, and then this is all yarn for my boyfriend's sweater, and then this is the ice yarns for my cardigan that I'm just finishing up. So I'm just gonna back up here and give you a quick look at what we got going on. And the only thing I have to put back into the cabinet is that massive bag of yarn I just picked up. So let's see. I need to work somewhere. Alright, here we are. I hope if you're watching this, this inspires you to go through your own yarn stash and potentially de-stash some things that you know you'll probably not get around to working with, and really getting more enjoyment and more use out of your yarn stash. So if you liked today's video, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to leave me some comments about any of the cool yarn in my stash or not cool yarn. Catch you on the next video.